Hi folks, in today's lesson I'm going to show you how to carve vertical lines on your piece using the low relief carving method. It's relatively simple to do this. All you really need is a straight edge and a trimming tool. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom the camera in and I'm going to walk you through this. Since I'm going to be making the surface similar to this, what I'm going to be doing is needing to mark off the rim. And then I'm going to work off from there. So first thing I'm going to do is basically make marks right down the middle. I'll take a wire tool and just saw slightly back and forth. And then I'm going to try to cut it into quarters. I'm trying to be as perfect as I can. Now everything's gridded off into 4. Now I'm going to split it again into 8 marks. Okay, I have 16 marks all the way around, relatively evenly spaced. Now I'm going to be taking a straight edge and continuing those lines all the way down the whole form. Okay, I got my marks all the way around. There's actually 16 marks. I like to make sure I can see them. What I'm going to want to use is a straight edge, and make sure it's on a nice level table. This has a nice 90-degree angle, so I can just place this on a table and know that it's going to be a straight line all the way up and down the piece. So since this piece curves in a little bit, it's hard to come in with one tool without the mark meandering around. So what I like to do is take a fettling knife for this and just hold it straight down. Just make sure it makes contact with the straight edge all the way down. I just want to make sure I'm making the same mark repeatedly. I'm going deep enough to where the next tool I'm going to use, I can just follow that mark down. I'm going to do this all the way around. Okay, now that I've made my marks all the way around, my goal is to take some type of tool and open up that trough even more. I want to make it much wider. So I like these little hooked tools with the tapered end. I'm just going to follow my marks down, making this deeper. This is going to make the actual carving part easier and it won't slip. It's actually quite easy to slip on these little delicate lines. Pushing pretty hard. What I'm going to do is do that all the way around. Okay, I've got my lines all the way around. I think it's pretty important to note that I think when I'm going in with a tool for this second carving, that this is basically going to be my final depth. Now this is about 1/8 of an inch deep at the most. I can always go deeper. It's not set in stone, but it's easier to have that as your final depth. What I want to do is take a small square edge tool and just kind of line up the straight edge of the tool in the groove, and I'm going to pull down. Try to keep even pressure all the way down. And I've also moved my piece off the edge of the banding wheel, so I can follow through. I don't have to adjust the angle of the tool. the material is at perfect leather hard state, which it needs to be, it's very satisfying to see it just falling off like that. I'll go back and carve the other side. Well, I've gotten all the way around. There's nothing really fast about it, but a nicely carved piece just takes some time. So I'm going to switch to the larger blade now and just kind of taper this angle even more to make it look completely rounded. I'm also going to be taking this pattern up and over, so I like to dig down just about 1/8 of an inch up here. I'm going to round these corners. So this leads the viewer's eye up and over the rim into the inside. Just feels like it's a little bit more complete. This is usually one of the last things I do, but I'll do a couple right now. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and speed up the camera again. Alright, we're just about done. Last thing I like to do is take a damp sponge and just sponge away any imperfections. You'll be amazed what you can do with a damp sponge. I just constantly rotate the sponge and just working those little edges away. It's a really fun and satisfying trick. You can see I've got this carved all the way up and over. And since the shape flares a little bit, the spaces get a little bit bigger in between. It's a really natural move. Here's the base. It's continued all the way around the corner. So give it a shot. I hope it helps you. And happy carving to you.